I am this way because it's a choice, and I know what it's like not to have this choice. And I think that's something that I want to remind people, not just with the way that I dress, but with my music, being an artist, with my live show, with how I live my life, is that you have the choice to be whatever you want to be. And that choice is ultimately a gift that should not be taken for granted. Originally from North Carolina, I grew up on the East Coast in a small little, we call it Dawson Creek town because it's where they filmed Dawson's Creek. But I grew up in a very non-Southern home. My parents are from Iran. They're Persian. So it was really interesting to grow up in a home which came from such a beautiful background, but yet to grow up with a political regime that totally restricted and wants to fundamentally leave all of that aside. For example, in Iran, if I were to be dressed the way I am now, I would be executed. Biggest icons is Queen Elizabeth, because she really embodied masculine and feminine, but yet she was powerful. And I think there's such a misconception about women this day and age where they feel like if you're overtly feminine,
right,
or if what you wear, or if you objectify yourself, that it works against your cause as a woman. Well, that's not true. You can be a woman, you can be a man. It's all about how you carry yourself. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. I think it's a lie when someone says, I don't care what anyone thinks. Of course we care what people think, but you have to care about the right person. And obviously you have to consider the source. If a bum on the street yells at me, freak, am I going to really care what they think? No. But if it's someone that I respect, or someone that I love, of course I'm going to care what they think in particular, but you consider the source. The interesting thing about us is that we really don't wear clothes. We wear feathers, wire, ceremonial outfits, corsets, clothes, but we don't wear clothes, per se. It's funny, this person in particular, who we all know as RuPaul, I call him Ru, he said to me something that has always stuck in my head. He's like, life is drag. And what that means is whether you're a man or a woman, or you look normal, if you see like someone like Britney Spears, that's drag, because she's pretty much getting what's inside of her, like, this is what I want to look like, and I'm going to go out of my way to look this normal, or look this abnormal, whatever it may be. And that's what I think of when I wear this suit, because this used to be his. It wasn't a gift that he bought for me, it's something that used to be his. Some people would call it hand-me-down, I call it hand-me-up. So this is the wedding dress, and this is a wire skirt which I made, which we layered with the black corset. And everything I wear has significance to it. Either it was a gift, or we made it, or someone made it for me. So there's never a garment where, like, where did you get that from? And I can say, oh, I bought it here. It doesn't work that way. And this necklace, which is a really
it's gorgeous,
amazing piece, is something that Suzanne Barsh gave to me. I think what's interesting about how I dress myself is that it's not just about what I put on, it's also the makeup. My body is also painted, my face is painted. That's a part of my look, that's a part of fashion for me. It's not just the clothes. Also my hair, is very much part of how I express myself physically. You have to go through ups and downs. You have to go through living on both sides of a fence to really know what it's like to walk on it. You know what I mean? You have to know what it feels like to be insecure. I know exactly what that feels like. I grew up that way. I knew what it was like to try to fit in. I tried desperately at a certain point in my life. I knew what it was like to be a bully because I wanted to see what it felt like to be on the other side. I think that's something that my live show incorporates all of. There's a part where I'm aggressive. There's a part where I'm vulnerable. There's parts where I'm stripped. I wipe all of this off at the end of my show. I always start as a perfect painting. I come out as you see. And then my hair gets ripped apart, my makeup gets wiped apart, everything just falls apart, and it's showing me stripping myself and showing that it's more than just one side. I think so much of culture likes to say you're either black or white,
right,
you're this or that, but no, there's so
you're
much,
gay or straight.
Absolutely. There's so much more to me than just being this way. But to each its own. I'm not sitting here on a pedestal, even though I look like I should be, telling everyone what to do with their lives specifically. But I think we must respect the differences and not sit and judge and be like, well, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, then how do you do things? If that were the case, that would totally defy what I stand for. I mean, everything isn't what it seems from the outside.